I moved to Sacramento, thinking it was quiet, a city of government buildings, traffic, and parks, a city where nothing watched me. I rented a duplex on the edge of the American River Parkway. It was old, paint peeling from the sides, windows fogged with age. The landlord said it had character. I did not ask what kind. The first night, I woke to a silence I had never known. Not an absence of sound, a presence of absence. The air pressed into my ears, settled into my chest, waiting. I heard something beneath the floor, a low murmur. I told myself it was old pipes, foundations settling, nothing more. I lay awake. Every creak of the floorboards became deliberate, every gust of wind a footstep, every shadow a watcher. By the second night, whispers began, not words, not sentences, just layered voices, hundreds of mouths moving underwater, speaking things I could not understand. The air smelled damp, earthy, rotting, like mud pulled from the river. It crept along the walls, clung to my skin. I could taste it when I breathed. Sleep became impossible. Every time I closed my eyes, I felt movement beneath me, shifting, adjusting, waiting. I began noticing mud on the floor, thin streaks along the baseboards, dirt I had not brought in, dried and cracked. I cleaned it. It returned the next night. By the end of the first week, the dreams began. I stood on the riverbank, fog thick, water still, shapes moving beneath the surface, long, crowded, twisting, hands reaching up, always pointing behind me. I turned. The duplex was broken, walls missing, floors missing. Beneath it, bodies, layered, wrapped in wire, eyes open, mouths full of silt. I woke choking, sheets wet with sweat, my throat burned. The whispering had not stopped. It had grown louder, closer. I tried to ignore it. I told myself it was imagination, stress, an overactive mind moving to a new city. But the whispers followed me into the day, into streets, into stores, into cafes. They waited until nightfall and then returned, always. The neighbor across the hall was an older man. He had lived there decades. When I asked him about the history of the house, he refused to answer, just said, "This ground is patient." I ignored him. I should not have. The scratching began on the second weekend, slow, careful, tracing the rooms, under the bedroom, along the hallway, toward the living room, then stopping. I would not move. I could not. It was learning the house, learning me. The dreams worsened. Every night, I fell into water, cold, black, the river swallowing me, hands gripping, pulling, guiding me deeper. I woke screaming, twice. The second time, there were footprints, wet, dirt-stained, leading from the hallway to my bed. I tried to leave. The landlord refused. "You signed a lease," he said. "You cannot just leave." I state. I had no choice. The fog rolled in. The river became a presence. Not water, not a body of liquid. It was watching. It followed me. I began researching the house, the block, the river, the city. Records were thin, thinner than they should be. Old floods, old neighborhoods, shantytowns swallowed by water, people who disappeared, never claimed, never documented. At the Sacramento History Museum, I asked about the area. The guide avoided my eyes. She said, "Some sections of the river were never cleared." "Cleared of what?" I asked. "Stories," she said. I left. And that night, the floor buckled. A soft groan. The vibration under my feet, like something breathing beneath the boards. The whispering escalated. The floor vibrated. The walls flexed as if alive. By the second week, I was convinced something lived under the house, patient, hungry, old. The smell grew worse. Rot, iron, mud, wet earth seeping from beneath floorboards. I called the city, asked about permits, construction records. Nothing existed. They said the land was reclaimed, built over something old, not specified. I should have left. The first collapse happened at night. I woke to a cracking sound, floorboards splitting, a hiss of air, something moving below. I shined a flashlight into the gap. I wish I had not. Gray fingers emerged, swollen, bloated, fingers fused with wire, twisting, twitching. The whispering became screaming, too deep, too old, too familiar. I ran. Out the door, into the foggy streets. Looking back, the duplex appeared normal, peaceful. I stayed away for days. The river followed, always following, even in daylight, even in company. Dreams became waking nightmares, standing in water, fog consuming the city, hands breaking through asphalt, rivers rising from sewers, shadows crawling over buildings. The scratching escalated, floorboards shifting, ceiling creaking, walls bulging, doors rattling, windows sweating. By the third week, I could not enter the house, not fully, not without fear of disappearing. I attempted to document, to photograph, to film. Equipment failed. Lights shorted. Cameras froze. Audio distorted into whispers. I called police. They refused to enter, citing structural instability. I offered to pay. They refused, said it was too dangerous. I tried friends. They came, they saw, they left, swore never to speak. The dreams intensified, flooding the city, flooding me, bodies beneath every street, hands breaking through asphalt, fog thick as walls, whispers in every corner. By the fourth week, I finally broke. I called a contractor. He agreed to investigate. We entered together. The floorboards gave way. A pit. Not a crawl space, a pit, filled with bodies, layered, twisted, wire binding limbs together, eyes staring, mouths full of mud. Carvings lined the walls, tallies, markings, counting decades of death. Something moved beneath them, slow, massive, breathing, waiting. I ran. Contractor refused to go further. Authorities came. They sealed the building, poured concrete into the pit, declared it resolved. But at night, when fog rolls over the river, I hear breathing, soft, measured, waiting. I moved away, changed my number, changed my route, changed my life. But sometimes, when the moon is heavy, when the fog thick, I see shapes in shadows, hear voices in walls, feel pressure under floors. Because the river remembers, it never forgets. Once it knows you, it follows forever. Even now, I feel mud under my bed, wet and cold, and I hear too deep, too deep.